Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the March 2025 board meeting. Scott County School District 1. Before we get started, I ask you to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Recognition of visitors present not on the agenda. We have a couple that are coming, so we'll kind of hold off on that for now. Call the meeting to order. First thing is the approval of minutes for February 17th, 2025 regular meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Next is claims number 8864 through 8954 for the month received, either rejected or approved for payment. Any questions on claims or motion?
I'll make that motion.
Dave?
I'll second.
Michael? All in favor on claims? Motion carries 5-0. Business report, Mr. Parks.
First fund report, this is the, as of 2/28/2025, education fund ended the month with 4.3 million. We're still at, 0 in debt service until we receive our, June 30th payments. Post-referendum debt, 163,000, operations, 473,000, and rainy day fund ended at 1.594. No action on that. Next, I have need to declare surplus property. The first is a 2016 zero turn Land Pride ZT 360. Basically has ended its life as far as being able to operate for our needs. So I'd like to declare that surplus, and we'll trade that in on some handheld type equipment. And then next, the 21st Century After School Program has a Ford Econovan. It was a donation to the program probably back in 17 or 18. It's been used once or twice. There's no need for it anymore, so donate or declare that surplus, run it through an auction, and put those funds into Kelsey's donation fund.
Okay.
So I need to declare surplus the Land Pride mower and the Ford van.
Casey?
Second.
Kathy? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Jamie. Next up, principal's report, high school, Dr. Harold.
We'll start with the Archer.
Before I get into a presentation, we have some awesome guests out there. We have archery coaches, Todd and Jeremy Sharp, and we have a two-time state champion here with us, and Desiree Hutchison, who also was a member of our bowling team. That was our first ever sectional championship in bowling too, so she's multi-talented and plays softball and does other things. But anyway, I'll turn it over to these guys.
I'll speak real quick. I'll speak on Desiree's behalf. I don't think it'd be right for me to sit up here and speak on Elijah's behalf. But Desiree does very well. She did awesome this year. She has shot 3 3D tournaments, one being the state tournament, and she placed 124th out of 292 girls, which is just awesome for shooting 3 tournaments. She came a long way. Got a lot of high hopes for her. Right, Desiree? But she's awesome. It takes a lot of time, a lot of practice. A lot of times you don't see it with these kids. hours upon hours, thousands of arrows in a season. But they definitely excel. Jeremy, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, Mr. Harold mentioned that Eli was a two-time state champion. He went this year in both bullseye and 3D as an individual, and he came home with the 3D state champion. That was his first 3D state champion award, and that was out of I think 300 or 400 boys from the state of Indiana. And he's a junior this year, so he has one more year to go, but he's had quite the consistent string of being one of the top archers in the state, so I want to kind of talk about that for a little bit. Archery is divided into elementary, middle, and then high school divisions. So for his, each division has their own state champion. So while he competed at the high school this year, he's also given an overall rank every single year, and that's across all male participants, elementary, middle, and high school. And as a 7th grade, he shot 2nd place in middle school, but he was 7th overall in the state of Indiana, and that includes high school boys as well. 8th grade, he shot 2nd place in middle school, only behind a teammate, Wyatt Pruitt, who won the state championship that year as a 8th grade. And that year he was 11th overall in the state. As a freshman, that's whenever he won the bullseye state championship. So first place overall in his high school. Sophomore year, that was 10th place in bullseye overall. And then as a junior this year in bullseye, that he got 4th place in bullseye. And this year that was out of 1,157 high school students in the male division. So very consistent with that. And he is going to compete, I have 3D numbers here too. As a freshman, he shot 5th place overall at state. And then last year as a sophomore, he shot 4th in the state in 3D. So this year, I mentioned 352 archers in the 3D tournament this year. And then in May, since he was an individual, we didn't compete as a team. In order to go to the nationals tournament, which is held in Louisville, he had to finish in the top 10. So he qualified in both. That's going to be in May. It's a 3-day tournament. They have an Eastern Nationals and a Western Nationals. And the Eastern is from Iowa, Missouri, and east. There's kind of a line going down. And as a freshman, he finished 47th at that national tournament, and that was out of 7,387 boys. And then that was bullseye. As a freshman in 3D, he was 62nd place out of 3,401. So I know he's working to improve on those numbers at that national tournament in Louisville. And that's gonna be in May.
His 7th grade year, he was 2nd.
Yeah, that was
10-15
the COVID year.
in the nation.
Yeah.
There was like a 3-way tie at 295.
So he's building quite the consistent career as a middle school and high school that I think is important to recognize, being in the state and on that Eastern Nationals on the United States. So
Let me ask you, how long have you been involved with our archery program?
I started when Eli was 5th grade. Did you do it as a 4th grader?
No.
So I started with him in 5th grade. So about 6 years, 7 years.
So I've been with him for 5.
5 years.
Yeah.
I know when we started the archery program in middle school with Bob Anderson built the barn, Larry Morgan and
Mm-hmm.
Cliff and Tammy Rice, when they started in middle school, that was what, 2015?
I think so,
In
yeah.
only 10 years, we got state champions. That's
Yes.
quite
3 of them.
Yeah.
That's quite an honor.
These are the state. Help me out here. So here's you guys can pass it around if you want to. There's the.
Shoot it at Ryan.
Hey now. Johnny, you definitely like the color of it.
The bow is for the overall state champion, so that he won the bow for being the top in all 3 divisions.
Oh, you won this? So this is
Yes.
yours?
Yep.
Yes.
Nice.
So Austin has been represented very well in archery in the past
10 years.
10 years. Yeah, cause I know there are a lot of them kids went to, as a team, they went to state.
Red, maybe. How many students do we have currently participating in archery?
The middle school side, I think I had around 42. High school, 15. Always drops off in the high school. They get jobs and busy, other sports, I
The
think.
principal's not as good.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm sorry. I'm not even the principal anymore.
We had an elementary team as well for the last several years. Last year, we were in search of a coach, but this year, they didn't compete, but we've got a new coach that has recently just been trained, so she's been practicing just to kind of get them in the door. 4th and 5th grade is whenever NASP allows them to compete, so. When you get Caden back. He was a good shooter whenever he was elementary.
I think they went to Tennessee, was it Nationals?
That would've been the
Yeah.
Worlds, yeah,
Yeah.
and then they kind of changed how the championship worked, and it's a little bit different, but yeah, yep. So, but I appreciate you having us, thank you for your time.
Great job.
Everybody has done a great
Coaches.
job.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Keep up.
Congratulations, I know you're proud.
Thank you.
All right, we have a lot to be proud of, a lot of great kids, a lot of things that oftentimes people don't get to see. Like I mentioned, we had bowling, girls bowling. It's their first year of our first team, and they beat Madison and Seymour and all these real big schools that had bowling for however many years. And I know Elijah has, like they said, flung a lot of arrows in those kids. So very proud of them. The purpose of this quick presentation, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have heard about the changes upcoming for Indiana's new diploma that was passed this past year in the state of Indiana. I'd like to just take a few minutes and explain some of the changes and how they're going to affect not only just our students, but students across the state. The new diploma, as you probably recall, we used to have like a core 40, academic honors, technical honors, all of those things. Now they are moving towards a new diploma that you can earn readiness seals. That means you're ready for the next step, basically. So really the first draft of this diploma, the people kind of revolted. It was really odd, some of the stuff they had in there, but this is a lot more palatable, and I think the changes are going to be pretty minor in comparison to what they originally had. So the new diploma has 42 credits, which we already do. We have since I've always remembered at Austin. Readiness seals, those are in 3 different areas you can earn those. The first one's enrollment, which means you're going on to secondary higher learning. Employment, you're going into the workforce, or enlistment, you're going into the military. Our goal is to have every single one of our students shoot for one of those 3 areas for a readiness seal. The main changes in courses class they have to take, basically comes down to 4. They have to have a communications-based class, new personal finance class. Everyone has to take computer science. And now they only need 1 PE credit. So who does this affect? It affects this year's 8th graders, which is the class of 2029. So for those of us that had the 19 in front of our graduating year, 2029 seems like it's a long way away, but that's, this year's 8th graders, so it'll be 4 years we'll be looking at them coming through. So, on the back, I just printed this out. There is a concise, and I think our counselors made this up on the very back page. It's pretty wordy, so that's why I printed that off. I won't go through all of the changes, but I do want to hit some of the high points for you all. Go the next one there, Joe. We won't do the changes in credits. And then the readiness seals, all of that information again is on that last page. So you go on to the next one. So at Austin High School, what do we offer as far as courses of study? How can you meet the new diploma requirements? Every student still has to meet a graduation pathway. At Austin, we have 8 different ways, but within those 8 different ways, we actually have about 40 plus. And they are as follows: the University Academy, which is our associate's degree program, that's been going strong for about 15 years now. Prosser now has 28 programs. Advanced manufacturing is in-house. So is business and marketing, entrepreneurship. We do the Maverick Challenge, Innovate Within, these different programs where they can, it's kind of like a Shark Tank, and they're going to be working on creating their own businesses. And then we have the arts and dual credits, and one not listed up here, through our new platform, which is Edmentum. Our virtual students can actually earn pathways through health science, accounting, and several other ways. So we have about 30 virtual students right now, and a lot of them are meeting through accounting or health sciences. So there's quite a few ways, even though it says 8, there's probably, like I said, for a small school, we have, right at 100 graduates probably this year. They've got 40 different courses of study they could have. So, future plans for our students. Basically, where are we now? Right now, about a quarter of every class goes through the University Academy program ran by Bill Jones. That's 2 years of college, completely free. There's a slide a little bit later that says just this year alone, that's about $1 million in savings for our families. So we've had as much as almost 40% of a class. We had like 35 out of 90 some kids a few years back. But we typically average about 25%. Around 25% go to Prosser. We used to, when I first started, we were only sending 7 or 8 kids a class. This year's sophomore class, juniors to be when you apply, we actually have 40 out of, I think it's 87 or 97, 40 out of 98 sophomores apply for Prosser. So, we're gaining on half of our class, and Prosser has broke the stigma of, that you were a troubled kid and give you something hands-on to do. We have like our number 2 in the class that goes to Prosser, number 3. They have a lot of great programs there. So we've really pushed and tried to increase our numbers of students going to Prosser. So, and then the remaining 40-50% or so enter into those other paths of study. Here's how we're changing a few things. 8th grade students this year, they're getting computer science, PE. All freshmen next year are going to take biology. The personal finance, which I'm kind of excited about, I think it's going to be a great class. Started in communication. I think we're going to offer that their sophomore year. And basically that's a constant criticism that schools don't prepare people for real life, and that personal finance class is going to be one where students are going to learn how to prepare to balance their check. Nobody has a checkbook anymore, but to prepare their financial future. And then probably the nicest thing about the new diploma, it allows for 12 personalized electives, whereas before it was only 6. So students have more choice in what they can take. And I had a slide or two there about the academy, and like I said, I put on more information there than probably what you'll need, but that's there. I'm always excited about good change, and I think a lot of these things are good change. So we will definitely need things to our kids continue to excel and have plenty of opportunities for such a small school district. So, do you have any questions about any of those things?
Can you elaborate on transportation to Prosser?
Yeah, so if you're going to Prosser your junior year, you would ride a bus. You have to be here at 7 o'clock in the morning. And you travel down to Prosser. We're actually right at the farthest school away, so it's about a 40-45 minute bus ride. You go down to Prosser, you spend first 3 periods, come back here, have lunch, and take 4 classes. Your senior year, you only take 2 classes in the building, and then you go by bus. Or a lot of students now, Prosser, are moving towards more internships, and we will be as well with the capstone courses, which are, like I said, there's a whole host of things to rabbit holes I could go down. But basically, senior year they have 2 classes here, and then they either go to Prosser in person or they're going to a job site. So, any other questions? Anything I can answer? All right. Well, thank you all for the opportunity to come and share. Yeah.
High school graduation.
High school graduation?
Yes.
All right.
You can go ahead, Coach, that's fine.
Okay.
I can mark it off my superintendent's report.
Okay, no.
No, actually, we can talk about it now, since you brought it up. We have a fairly large class this year. How many graduates you think we're gonna have?
There's 111 currently in the course, and I was calculating anywhere between 100 and 105 graduates likely.
And then next year is a very large class.
We have 121 juniors, which be, if we hold the course, we could graduate over 100 2 years in a row, which I don't know that's never been done.
I don't think so.
Well, last year we noticed it was getting really crowded on graduation day over in the high school gym. So now that we have air conditioning in the Regal gym, I thought this will be a good year. We talked with Dr. Harold and talking to Ms. Fugate that work out some logistics, but we're going to move the graduation ceremony to the larger building. So it's been held there before, according to Jamie.
Yeah.
So
2000.
25 years?
it was quite hot then.
It was very hot.
So officially, we have decided we will be moving the graduation ceremony though to the Regal Gym, and that will be on May 23rd at 8 o'clock. Okay.
So, next move on to personnel.
All right. Do them all for one vote, as always. I've got a resignation, Tori Winchester, PEA, effective February 28th. Resignation, Mary Ray, part-time cafeteria, effective February 27th. Hire, Rita Jett, part-time cafeteria, effective February 28th. Hire, Caleb Weaver, PEA, effective March 10th. Hire, Robert Pratt, custodian, effective March 7th. Hire, Derek Turner, assistant baseball coach. Hire, Michael Wells, middle school baseball coach. Hire, Nathaniel Williams, custodian, effective March 17th. Hire Ashley Cox, bus driver, effective March 10th. That was all personnel.
All right, need a motion to approve personnel.
I'll make that motion to approve.
David,
Second.
Casey, all in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Superintendent's report, you have anything else to add?
Just a couple of things. Of course, spring break is next week. Just remind everyone, I'm sure no one's forgotten, but we will be out of school next week, and it's always just when you need it. Seems like Christmas was a long time ago, so hope everybody has a nice week off. If you're traveling, be safe. But at least let's rest up, and then we'll be ready. Goes pretty quick after that as we get through April and May. So it'll be May 23rd before we know it. Reminder that April 18th, Good Friday, we still have no school that day. But the Monday, the 21st, which was slated to be a snow makeup day, believe me, this year we used all of our snow makeup days, so we will have school on the 21st. We will be in session. May 6th, school makeup day, we will be in session on May 6th as well. So, and just a reminder, spring sports fully started today, didn't it? So we'll be looking forward for those schedules, and we'll get real busy again after spring break. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Board comments, information, start with you, Kathy.
Oh, it sounds like everything's winding up for the year, as you've flown, it's been a good year, it was good to see those students in here, those, kids that was here, and I think it's that's awesome, that's all I have.
Casey?
I'd just like to say congratulations to the students for their accomplishments, and then I also wanna wish the seniors the best on their senior trip.
Oh, that's next week, yep.
Only go next week, then.
They leave Saturday, right? This Saturday, I think.
They leave Saturday, is that right?
Yeah.
Mark?
I'm gonna take all your stuff again.
No, that's,
Something I forgot last, meeting was, homecoming. Congratulations to Gabriela Martinez and, Brooke Swanks on their king and queen. And Brooke Swanks for making the 1,000-point club. Congratulations to him. And our JAG competed in state this past weekend. Congratulations to all them. Victoria Martinez received the Indiana 10 JAG Outstanding Senior from Region 10. And Aaliyah Dean won state champion in JAG for prepared speaking. So we've got 2 state champions in the past couple weeks. Congratulations to all them. Congratulations to Elijah. And we attended the Builders Club induction the other day, which was very informative. I'm learning all these new, or not new, but clubs and what they do. And I contacted Kelly, Ms. Stagnolia, about what the Builders Club do, and she gave me a very detailed, informative response here, thanks to her. And preparing these kids for the future is great, along with everything with what we do here. Some great programs. Enjoy spring break, senior trip, be safe. That's all I got.
Mr. Deaton?
Well, not much left. I would like to congratulate the boys and girls basketball season. They both had a pretty good season. And, you know, they're going through there. And we hope that our spring teams do well as well. And safe travels on the senior trip. And it's up to you, Mr. President.
Oh, I think it's all been said and done. I'll
Hey.
here. I'll just move on to future board meeting dates. What?
I said, go Cats.
No, we're not saying that. We're on the record. Future board meeting dates, Monday, April 21st, 2025, and Monday, May 19th, 2025. Need motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Abby?
I'll say.
Mike? All in favor?